have all the classes online, so we have to stay at home and taking online courses, and it's a little bit frustrated not participate in like the real life class.
I want to decide to go back to China because I can do the online courses at the same time do the internship. So that will be like, I think it's more effective for me.
COVID-19 has had a really profound effect on universities for all the same reasons that it's affected every major institution across the globe, but particularly for universities because a substantial amount of revenue for universities comes from international students who travel here to study in our world-class universities. So we're facing a revenue hit of between 3.1 billion and 4.8 billion this year alone, and over the next 4 years, $16 billion.
The cost of living here is pretty high comparing in China, like the cost of rent, cost of goods.
We really have an emerging humanitarian crisis now among international students in Australia. We know around 2/3 of them lost their casual jobs, and for many who were relying on families back home to support them, their families can no longer send that money because they have been affected by the global financial impact of the crisis. So we're seeing new figures coming out from Unions New South Wales today of 43% of students skipping meals on a regular basis, 34% either homeless or believe that they would be imminently homeless. So we're talking serious financial need here and real humanitarian crisis that's only getting worse.
We all want to see schools safely reopened, but we also need to ensure that students, staff and faculty are safe.
If we don't see this through, if we don't stay the course, then all of that sacrifice, all of that pain and loss will be for nothing.
Well, for many, they literally couldn't go home. About 1 in 5 said that their country's borders were closed. 1 in 5 said there were no flights to their country. And 1 in 4 said flights were too expensive. And we have to remember it's not just about getting to their country. A lot of them have transit hubs like Singapore that have closed their airports. Or once they get to the capital city, they've still got to be able to navigate internal borders and get home. And that's either impossible or very expensive. But for the vast majority of international students, the reason they've stayed is because they have invested so much in studying here, but they know that they can't risk everything they've invested. They might not be able to get back. They feel neglected, they feel forgotten and left out of all kinds of support that is given to other members of our community.